what was the impetus behind it?
I mean, several things. First of all, I love people that help me see Christianity afresh. So, I mean, I'm a fan of, that's one of the reasons I love G.K. Chesterton and C.S. Lewis and Dorothy Sayers and those British writers who just had a knack for turning things on their head so that you see things fresh. And so a part of me wanted to aspire to do that for another generation, to show the beauty and compelling nature of Orthodoxy. So that's something I've wanted to do for a decade or so. But just because of my inspirations. But I think more recently it's been the sense that culturally we're in this moment where there's so much going on. There's so much uncertainty, unsettledness. There's so many different cultural winds blowing. There are so many voices out there. It's just a cacophony of voices. And I feel like there's a lot of church leaders and thoughtful Christians that don't even know really what to think about everything. And especially if you take like the political situation, racial unrest, then you look at like the pandemic and whatnot, there's so many things where people I think there's a lot of believers that are like struggling to figure out, okay, what does faithfulness look like? And so I really have a burden in those moments where a lot seems up in the air and you don't know exactly where to land on every particular issue. And you're, going to get grilled for taking this position or that position on matters that are more of prudence or political posture and things like that, rather than actual principle theology and stuff. I just have this burden to say, well, in moments like that, we just need to go back to the basics. Go back to the bedrock of the faith, and you can with confidence plant your flag there, because Christians have been planted there for since the beginning. And if the Lord tarries 100 years from now, Christians will still be standing and confessing these same truths. So, when there's just a whole bunch of stuff where you don't know what to think, just go back to it's important, I think, for us to regain our confidence in the foundations.
So let me ask you this: how do you define orthodoxy?
Yeah, so that was a question I know I was going to have to wrestle with quickly when you write a book with orthodoxy in the title. So for the purposes of this book, I'm going back to the ecumenical consensus of the church through the ages that is summed up in the three creeds that are basically agreed upon by all Christians everywhere for the most part. So I'm thinking in particular the Apostles' Creed, the Nicene Creed, and the Athanasian Creed. These are the foundational statements about who God is and what He has done. It's the Trinitarian core of the faith. All wings of the church agree on this. So you've got, if the church is like a tree, you've got your Eastern Orthodox branch and your Roman Catholic branch, and you've got your Protestant, evangelical branches and whatnot. But this is the roots of the tree that give nutrients to the whole. So yeah, I wanted it to be a mere Christianity kind of book with a lot of evangelical emphasis in it. So I was clear about that. I was clear about that up front, because I know I've got, Catholic friends and others who are going to read the book and probably roll their eyes at some of the emphases, but for the most part, in defining orthodoxy, I think that was the best place to go, is just to say, okay, like what has been believed everywhere, always, by all, when it comes to Christians. And that was the quickest place to go.